Hello and a very good evening. Welcome to ELITETV. You're watching Open Debate in English. I'm your host, CHONGTHAM AMRITA, and today we bring you the topic, Peace on Paper Only. We bring you this topic because a few days ago, the Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah made a statement on the floor of the Rajya Sabha saying that peace has returned to Manipur. This statement was made on record, which means this was recorded in the Rajya Sabha with the statement that peace has returned to Manipur. But we feel differently. Now, moving on, just yesterday, the RSS General Secretary Sri Dattatreya Osavale also made a similar statement. He said that peace will soon return to Manipur and also defended the steps that Centre has taken so far to restore peace in Manipur. Well, we see that the steps may have been taken so far from the side of the Centre and also the PR government, but so far it cannot be said that peace has truly returned in Manipur. But the thing is that since the central leaderships are saying and going on making such statements, the question arises, is peace, the definition of peace, different from what is happening in the ground, and is it different from what is happening or what they are feeling or perceiving in Centre? Because just only a few days ago, just a few weeks ago, on the 8th of March, the Union Home Minister also directed the government to open all the national highways, which was met with a stiff resistance and also a heavy casualty in Kangpokpe district. Has the Centre forgotten that? Has the Centre suffering from, is the Centre suffering from a short-term amnesia? Because if there is peace in Manipur, what was that incident about? And also just a few days ago, there is a huge violence going on in Chorchandpur. Well, Chorchandpur is now in a different condition. It has been embroiled in violence one day after the other with a lot of gunfights even going on. We know that the guns and arms and ammunitions have been handed over and also surrendered from a lot of different corners of the state. But still, can it really be said that peace has truly returned in Manipur? With statements made by the Home Minister on such a big, on the Parliament, even on record saying that peace has returned to Manipur, this implies that on paper there may be peace, which means that they will not be doing much steps to truly restore the peace or maybe to truly make peace and normalcy be felt by the people of Manipur. Because the truth is, on the ground we feel it very differently. We don't feel there is any peace. We still feel very uncertain of the current situation. Although it can be said that there has not been much firing going on since the imposition of the president's rule, but truly, can it be said that peace has truly returned to Manipur? Today we will be discussing and debating on that particular topic. But before that, let us take a moment to welcome and introduce our speakers for tonight. First of all, our speaker is Oja N. Satyajeet, Bureau Chief for UNI. Oja, welcome to Open Debate. And our second speaker for tonight is Oja Jinine Laishramcha, Assistant Professor, University of Suwon, South Korea. Oja, welcome to Open Debate. And our third speaker for tonight is Pabung P. Sonamani, socio-political commentator. Pabung, also to you, a very big welcome to Open Debate.
Thank you, Amrita, for inviting me.
Yes, and I will start this this topic right away with Oja and Satyajeet. Oja, the first thing I want to pose the question to you is just the topic itself. Is peace existing on paper only, and thereby by the Union Home Minister making such statements again and again saying that there are talks between communities already going on, there are some sort of peace, he has made this statement in different intervals of this past 2 years. Does he have a real assessment of what's going on the ground, or is somebody from Manipur giving him false information, or why is he going about making such statements which are inaccurate, and also it could mean that it could be even detrimental to the people of Manipur who is truly striving for peace and normalcy to return back to the state? Oja, Satyajeet, your thoughts?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Amrita, and my greetings to both the panelists and to all the people and all who are watching live. And my greetings to you all. Amrita, the statement by the Union Home Minister was made during the Parliament session about the discussion on Ministry of Home Affairs. It was a very, very long speech, about 4-hour speech given by the Union Home Minister. But he gave a very brief statement on Manipur. And he emphasized on two things. One is, he said that, as you asked, that peace has returned to Manipur. And I would say that I am not sure if the Union Home Minister or the people in Parliament, they have changed the definition of peace, because if you see the ground reality in Manipur, there is no peace. What we see is forceful confinement of people in relief camps. People are not able to move around. And even you'll be quite surprised, and everybody must be surprised, that even a Supreme Court judge, he had problem going to Churachampur to meet displaced persons. This is the dilemma people of India and people of Manipur are facing. And in this scenario, when the government of Manipur and government of India decided to make the national highways free for all to travel, it was not possible. It was declared on March 8, but nothing came on ground. So it shows that there is no peace on the ground. And the other issue that he raised was that the president's rule will now be imposed in Manipur. And during the discussion on the president's rule, the issue of Manipur will be discussed quite frequently, and he will give a lengthy answer on that issue also. But what we feel, AMRITA, is the government of India seems to have no answer to how to deal with the Manipur situation. Because if you see the narratives, if you see the policies adopted by the government of India, you will find that it has gone back to square one. Earlier, it used to enforce Armed Forces Special Powers Act. It is the only medicine that the government of India has. It doesn't know any other medicine. It has no other policy to deal with the people of Northeast, especially Manipur. So after a long deliberation, after imposition of president rule, now the army has recommended that Armed Forces Special Powers Act be extended, especially in the Manipur Valley. In this aspect, I would like to add one or two issues. Is that I still remember when the Manorama incident took place, the then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh visited Manipur, and he took press briefing at Raj Bhavan. He himself said that AFSPA will be replaced by a more human law. It shows that even the Prime Minister of India thinks that it is not a human law. So, and that the Jiban Reddy Commission also said that it is not a human law. It is a sort of punishment. It came down harshly on the government for imposing such a draconian black law on the people of Manipur. That is very unfortunate. And the government of India, rather than giving development, rather than giving a solution, has no other option but to give AFSPA to the people of Manipur. And so that's why I said that we are going back to square one, where there was no rule of law, there was fake encounters, and we are going back to the ancient medieval times when the people were not able to breathe freely, to eat freely, to move around freely. And we do not want that situation to come back to Manipur, AMRITA, that I would say. And the other issue is, I would briefly stray from here and would say that a government should follow certain policies. For example, earlier during the British period, they were able to control the people in India because they introduced lots of laws, and they had anthropologists, educationalists, then academicians, then religious workers working on the ground. They used to fit information to the government, and they were able to divide the people, and they were able to control the people, whatever it is. And when it came down after independence, the Congress party, it used the left party, then it believed, and I believe that it used the socialist party to govern the nation, because at that time in 1947, India was a new nation, and India had woken up when the world was sleeping. And we still remember the Thrust of Destiny speech of the famous speech of former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Then when it comes to BJP, the BJP's ideology is governed by RSS. And if you look at the statements given by RSS leaders, especially in Bangalore by Dattatreya and other leaders, they clearly said that the Manipur issue will take a very long time to resolve. And they also reveal one issue, that is that they do not have a policy, they do not know how to resolve the Manipur issue. It shows that the government of Manipur the government of India, their ideologues, their experts, they have no idea on how to deal with Manipur situation. And in this aspect, what we would say is, since we belong to a different group, say we belong to largely to the Mongoloid stock, and people governing from New Delhi, they have a different concept of people living in the northeast. They are not able to understand us. They are not able to see the reality. They do not know how to deal with the people of Manipur. And they should change the policy. And those persons who are responsible for dealing with Manipur, they should know how to deal with it. If they don't know, then the government of India should change the people who are dealing with it. And if you say what is the roadmap ahead, then we can say that the government of India seems to have no roadmap. And because when it said March 8, it is specifically because the parliament session will continue till April 4. In just a few days more, April 4. So during the parliament session, it had to give some answer to the members of parliament. So it has to, it will simply say that we try to open the roads, then the 5 honorable Supreme Court judges went to Manipur. Those are some simple answers. And those are only cosmetic process of resolving the issue. What the government has not yet dealt with the core issues of Manipur, and we have been discussing what are the core issues of Manipur. The core issues of Manipur are that 60,000 people are not able to come back, right, and people living in the valley are not able to move out. They have been living in the well, in the cocoon, and I forgot to mention about the AFSPA is, if you look at the chronology of events, 16 security personnel, including Manipur police, including an SDPO, were killed by Kuki militants / terrorists in Manipur. And in all the 16 areas, Armed Forces Special Power Act is imposed. Right. And the question which we raise is, if the government of India was not able to control the militants where AFSPA is there, right, and when in the valley areas where there was no AFSPA, there was not a single incident of people attacking security personnel. No security personnel was injured. And what is the reason behind the suggestion from the army that AFSPA should be imposed in Manipur? And I think we are going through a very, very black phases where I think the center will be taking some very, very hard decisions. And if you look at the another chronology, if you still look at the number of people arrested, you will find that no person, whether there are 40 militant Kuki militant organizations operating in the hill areas, and 25 of them have signed agreements. 15 of them have not signed agreements, and there is not even a single instance of 1 or 2 Kuki militants being arrested by security personnel in the areas where Armed Forces Special Powers Act have been imposed. And where Armed Forces Special Powers Act have been imposed, 31 persons are still missing, including a former journalist. And if you remember a very unfortunate incident, a very young 20-year-old person, he is still missing. His father is a Bengali and his mother is a Manipuri. So people are not able to move out, and the highway has become a road of death, and anybody who travels there, they simply disappear, just like the black hole. So I think the government of India should now come up with some policies, right, accept AFSPA. AFSPA is inhuman, so I think I will come that what can be done in the second round. I think government of India should change its thinking, and rather than having AFSPA, it should introduce some policies. And what policies which the government can introduce, that I will come in the second round. Thank you.
Sure, Satyajeet, you raised a few good points that I would like to tackle in the next round, especially regarding AFSPA as well. Now, moving on with this debate, I will take some points that Oja Satyajeet made that and pose that question to Oja Jinine. The thing is that it seems so that the center does not have a particular roadmap for how to bring back peace and normalcy in the state, as stated by Oja Satyajeet, and also as it is well known, because it seems that the center has no no other tools in its bag other than AFSPA, which is still debatable, and we will get back to that in the next round. But before that, what I would like to ask to you, Ojat Jinine, is that the statements that are made by the central leaders publicly in public platform on record saying that peace has returned to Manipur, and also like Ojat Satyajeet has mentioned, this has been done only to show on the floor of the parliament that the BJP has that the BJP government has done a little something towards restoring peace in Manipur, just to reassure the nation so that they don't catch any bad flack or any bad press. It seems as though they are trying to reassure the nation so that the press will not be on its back. Do you think it's because of that? Because by doing so, this will only diminish the real suffering that people are suffering here, the real issues that the people are suffering, and it will also determine any other efforts that can be taken to restore the real peace in Manipur. Ojat Jinine, is this just on paper, just for cosmetic, just to reassure the press and the public?
Thank you. By seeing that happening over the last almost 2 years, that's like 24 months, it's a little bit over, let's say 23 months. 23 months is a quite long time. And if government wished, they could have done far better, and they should have done the things that supposed to do. So from the ground and what we have been witnessing, there is a widening gap, a yawning gap between the words from the politicians and the what's happening on the ground. And here I would like to just say that peace and justice, when most of the people, including politicians and the journalists, they are happy to talk about the peace. It's like a buzzword, but to me, justice is the rather critical thing. So if someone asks me which one first, peace or justice, to me, justice first.
Okay.
Justice has not been done. That's why we are making noises about the peace. So like, all right, first, to understand peace, peace is like, the free from violence. There is no kind of fairness that something like killing or being murdered or committing violence. So like peace means that a feeling of, free from fairness and violence. But in Manipur, continuous violence and continuous crimes, we have been witnessing. So it means that no peace is there. So to bring peace, and if we want to have actual peace on the ground, then justice should be done. For example, human rights.
Right.
As a student of the human rights, what have been happening in Manipur to me is like a human rights violation, because New Delhi has not done to protect human rights, for example, like life, liberty, equality, and the dignity of the Manipuris. So, India has enough laws or like legal codification, for example, Protection of the Human Rights Act 1993. So when there are crimes committed by the like so-called cookie terrorist, state that New Delhi should have act properly to protect human rights, like namely, life, liberty, equality, and dignity. But New Delhi and state government have not done that they should have done. So And what about, like, it's been like 22 months, like 2 years. So it's been quite a long time, and so far we have not seen any favorable and any positive activities from the government to bring justice or to do justice. For example, that national highways and other roads, and even though we have principle, fundamental human rights, for example, liberty, that freedom, to move, the places that other citizens of India can move. But particularly for Mita, we are not able to move the places that other citizens can move very freely. So it indicates that the government failed to protect our human rights. So in order to bring justice and in order to talk justice in a favorable and in a comfortable way, first, good things should be done by the government. That, like, for example, what happened, like some weeks ago, when there is a kind of when national highways open of free movement on the roads, and some community, particularly yes, Meiteis, specifically Meiteis, they wanted to go there somewhere up to the Senapati, and the state government and New Delhi has failed to protect the human rights. I mean, the freedom of movement. It indicates that the government, state, are not able to carry out their responsibility to protect our human rights. So, failing to protect human rights, namely life, liberty, equality, and dignity, that means that justice is not done. So, in the absence of justice not done, then there is no point of talking about a peace. So, first, government should act to show that justice is done to the victims, to the people of Manipur. Otherwise, I think it is completely meaningless to talk about a peace. So, state and government should protect human rights. Yeah, that's my concern.
Yes, indeed, Oja Junain, those are really great points, because you have really put it forward. What is peace? And with peace comes justice first, and justice for those who are displaced currently. These are some of the things that should be tackled up first in order to restore normalcy, along with steps to de-escalate violence, like surrendering of arms, which looks like it's still not fully implemented, because we know that there are still a lot of gunfights going on, at least in Kangpokpi district, in Chorchanpur district, which means the state is still engulfed in potential violence in the future. And I'll pose this question to Pabung P. Sonamani. Pabung, the question I'd like to pose to you, ask you, and response that I would like to hear from you is regarding that Chorchanpur and Kangpokpi still completely lawless, still full of, because we know that there have been not much surrender of arms from these two districts, and we know that a lot of sophisticated guns and arms are still at large in these two districts. And the question about peace returning back to Manipur, it looks like, as Oja Junain clearly stated, that the differences, the definitions is very much contrasting between the center and what we perceive as peace. So how can the center continue to assure that there is peace? Because by doing that continuously and not giving any tangible changes on the ground, it only diminishes the people's trust on the government, be it the PR government, be it a popular government, be it also in the central leadership as well. Pabung P. Sonamani, how do you take this?
Yes, Amrita, Thank you so much giving me this opportunity. My colleagues from the South Korea, Professor Jinine and Satyajeet, one of my colleagues and brother, and the worldwide who are listening it, I bow my head to all of you. Amrita, yes, government of India must be trying. What they call it is peace. No, it is not peace. She wanted to see that Manipur is turned into pieces. And this is exactly happening it.
Very true.
Since last 2 years, Government of India remains silent. Government of India closed her eyes. If I am not wrong, minimum 20 to 30 or 40 times I have been harping and I have been raising my maximum tone of my voice, saying that India government or someone is behind these Chinkuki-Jo terrorists. And Indian government might have thought that I am an Indian, not at all. I am out and out, I am an Indian. But the policy programs under the covered channel, what they have been using that Mr. Laldoma as one of the ambassador to achieve something of some areas from the Myanmar so that they are integrated to the Manipur at the cost of the Manipur's blood. Now may I ask the government of India, what authority you have that you have made to kill more than 140 the Manipuris? Are you not a human being? Are you not the part and parcel of the government of India? Keep in mind, government of India, we were an independent nation like you. We were coerced and we are forced to merge in India. Does it mean that all the Manipuris and the Manipur, the citizens have become a slave of the government of India's citizen? Not at all. We are not going to buy that theory. Till date, the last 2 years, India government, if she wanted to take a tangible decision, you said the right word, the tangible decision. If the government of India, if she wanted to see and see the peace is being restored, then in the beginning should have doused the fire. Indian government should have just observed from a far distance how much the Manipur citizens can be killed and can be got killed and completely destroyed now. Until now they say that they are going to bring peace. What kind of a peace you have done? You have already finished the life of our community completely. These Chinkuki-Jo terrorists, it seems, or apparently, you are propping up. If not, then why you have not taken a tangible decision? An appropriate action, why you have not taken? Is the Bharat Nyaya Sanghita is a different for the Chinkuki-Jo and Bharat Nyaya Sanghita for the Manipur citizen or the another 33 communities? Is it a different? Or are we living a different planet? Or that you are treating us in an inhuman manner? I vehemently, I object and I condemn from the maximum tone of my own voice. I don't afraid, and I'm not afraid that what action you are going to initiate against me, nothing. But being an Indian and being a Manipur citizen, in the manner, the way you treat us, just stepmotherly attitude. This is absolutely, this is not at all unacceptable to me. Now you see it now. After that, they are inviting doctor. Can you imagine? Forget about the Manipuris. They have termed that Manipuris. Manipur does not belong to Manipuri particular community. It belongs to the comprising of the 34 communities, excluding the Chinkuki-Jo terrorists. 33 communities more we are cohesively, peacefully, we are living time and immemorial onwards. This is the history speaks. Now, Government of India's one of the most highest, top Honorable Justice Kutesar Singh. I do not know, he is a Manipuri. If he is a Manipuri, I am not concerned. He is a Supreme Court above the government of the India, who delivers justice and who gives justice, and the institute is being in the whole world. The Supreme Court of India is widely accepted and honored, and they respect the Indian judiciary. Justice Kutesar, he belongs to what blood? We are not concerned. Nobody should concern. How this Chinkuki-Jo, some groups, some bar associations, so-called, they have denied just like what I will call it, that a small child that dancing with one gun or with one arms, ammunition, or with some short dancing. No, no, you cannot come. You go back, go back. From that, how you, government of India, you succumb from the pressure from this kind of terrorists who are revolting against us and against Indian. If you say that we are Indian, they are revolting against us, they have massacred on us, so many people have been killed, and so many have been, 60,000 people are homeless now. Still the government of India, it is almost 2 years now. Your Nelson's eyes, you close your eyes, you have not taken any appropriate when and how and what action you are going to take that tangible decision. Even after that you are not inviting doctors. So this is a very, very different attitude towards the Manipuri community. We don't differentiate. There is no Manipuri community, there is no Naga community, there is no Bengali or Punjabi community. We are a union. We are a state within the Indian Union and erstwhile independent nation. But your government, I don't blame the Chinkukijo terrorists. They are dancing, they are acting, they are killing, apparently under a big umbrella. Who is that umbrella, government of India? Please tell us. You let us know it. If you feel that Manipur belongs to under the Indian Union, under your Union, I say again, then you should have taken the action. It has taken the 2 years now. What authority you have, India government, under Article 19(1)(a), (b), the freedom of movement, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, everything you have completely ruined. For us, you have put us in the prison in my own erstwhile country, a nation. Then you have not allowed us. You attempted, after that, you invited doctor, that too unfortunately failed. I salute them. And I heartily welcome His Excellency Governor of Manipur, Sri A.K. Balla. He is a man of task, he is a man of cool, and he knows how to act. Yes, but his posting, as a governor of Manipur, it was too late. It should have been he should have been appointed earlier, so that the peace could have been restored in. But within the shortest possible time, His Excellency Governor is excellently doing it. We welcome and we heartily appreciate about his stay in Manipur, and the peers should continue for some time. No statesmen, no political parties, their so-called slogan, the people's, the popular government should be restored. No, these are all the fussy, these are all the very, very laughing stock. Don't listen. We want peer to continue till the peace is restored. So, Amrita, in nutshell, I say that Mr. Laldoma and the Chinkukijo terrorists, their leaders have been using it since last 2 years for some other purpose under the covered channel. That is why last 2 years they have applied the Nelson's eyes. So they have not bothered. Either the Manipuris killed thousands or not. Our Supreme Court justice have been denied to enter this in the terrorists so-called in their villages. Then what India government? Are you still existing? Or India government? Or what kind of a law you are applying in Manipur? Or divisive policies that, or you have already granted that the Chinkukijo terrorists, some houses where they occupied in some district, oh, this is a foreign land, we treat you with that you are a new country. Now India government, you reply, we have no respect. We don't trust the government of India, because whatever the laws and whatever the House, Parliament and the Rajya Sabha passes, everything, if it is not implemented in the ground, and if it remains only in the paper as documents, what they do it, you say that FMR, now you say that 10 years, no, it will take the 100 years. Right. You go on listening other words, you accept it, and you go and somebody complain, you listen it. And on the other hand, we people who are yearning peace for the Manipur and for the country, and you have not paid any attention towards The victim, that is we. So India government, now it is up to you. We have no trust. You talk something, you do something, since you have already made us to, and we have become a scapegoat, 140 of our people killed, and we have been confined within, we are forced to stay, since the army and Sanrapur and others, you have not managed, and you could not come out success. So we are being put behind the bar by you. So we are, as an Indian, I personally feel I am made to feel an anti-Indian, because my fundamental rights, what were given in 1901 A, B, this the article of Indian Constitution have been completely seized. So I do not know what I will say here. I have less trust on the government of India, because they speak something, they do something behind the screen. Lot of the dirty politics apparently it is being applied. So we are yet to see it. Manipur people, you trust or not, it is up to you. In my personal opinion, I have less trust of the government of India. So this is my first submission to you, Amrita.
Okay, I think Babung, you have very clearly stressed regarding the distrust that you feel, which is, I think, represents and resonates with what the people of Manipur feels towards the central government and their leadership and their decisions, and also their lack of policies regarding this issue. Now, moving on with this, I will move to Oja and Satyajeet. Oja, Satyajeet, before you mentioned regarding the AFSPA imposition, that saying that this is the only concrete step that the sector has taken so far to reduce, to restore peace, or even to reduce the violence. Now, it has also been reported, I think, a few days ago that the army has stated that excluding the 7 assembly constituencies in the Imphal region, the rest of the state should be implemented. The AFSPA should be implemented in the rest of the state. So, as you have been before speaking about the AFSPA and how this is not really the way to be, but now with the statement from the armies saying that the AFSPA should be implemented again, the question still remains that even in places where AFSPA is implemented, where they still could not exercise their full force to reduce the violence, what difference could it make if it is again extended to some of the valley districts, although it will be excluding Imphal? What difference will it make at this point now?
Amrita, Armed Forces Special Powers Act, this is an act which was used by the British Empire to control Quit India movement. It is a colonial legacy, and such an act which was used to fight the freedom movement in India was used against Indian citizens. This is quite unfortunate. And the other changes during the British era, an officer was empowered to kill on mere suspicion. But in the new AFSPA, which is imposed in Manipur and other regions, not an officer, non-commissioned officers are even empowered to kill. The word is mere suspicion, on suspicion. And the other clause which the army wants AFSPA is because if they commit anything, then if the victim wants to go to the court, then they need permission from the Union Home Ministry. And so far, the Union Home Ministry has not given any sanction to file a case against the army. So it gives an extraordinary power. It gives them power to kill. It gives them power to arrest anybody. It gives power to go anywhere, do whatever they want. And the basic problem is it gives them impunity. They can act with impunity without any problem. They can do whatever they want, and they need not go to court. Just remember, example is the Manorama incident. Still, so far nothing has been done. Then we still have the famous the killings in Nagaland. Nothing has been done, and many fake encounter incidents we have reported. And every family is a victim of fake encounters in Manipur. We have seen enough videos, and lots of women and families are suffering because of AFSPA. So I think this is the time people of India say goodbye to such draconian black law. It should not be enforced in Manipur or any part of India, or if possible any part of the world, because it is not a human law. It is an anti-human, anti-people law. it should be repealed. That is, I would say, about AFSPA. And one issue which is quite important is, rather than, as I said in the first round, rather than imposing AFSPA, what can the government do is, for example, if the government wants to resolve crisis, if we remember, in Maharashtra there was a riot in Nagpur, and the Chief Minister Mahendra Fadnavis announced that 104 people, they were identified using CCTVs, and it included some minors also, so they come under the Juvenile Justice Act. So the Maharashtra government has taken action. Now there is no further crisis, because if anybody does anything wrong, they are punished as per law. For instance, in Manipur, we have seen people destroying, burning a forest office. We have seen people pelting stones on army, people, civilians. We have seen people destroying DC offices at Churachandpur. We have seen people throwing stones to the superintendent of police of Kangpopi. All their faces are in Facebook, X, and all other social media. Not even a single action has been taken against them.
Right.
That is the basic issue. If you want to show that the law exists, and if you do not want these people to commit crimes again, then the government should show that laws exist for those who commit crimes. And that is one particular issue that the government is not doing. And rather than doing such thing, what the government is doing is, it is dividing people now. It holds talk with the Meiteis, it holds talk with the Nagas, it holds talk with the Kukis. Now the Jomis they have started demanding that they should be brought into the confidence while holding talks, that they should also be invited. So I think the government of India may decide to hold talks with 34 communities of Manipur. That is not a solution. Dividing people is not a solution. What we need is uniting people, because we cannot keep on crying, we cannot keep on fighting. There is a limit to violence, there is a limit to such policies which are not possible in a democratic country. We have to say goodbye to such antiquated policies which some of the people are using. The government is not doing that. The other is justice. 31 people have been disappearing. The government of India can say, if you want to hold talks with the government of India, those who are demanding separate administration, tell us, where are the 31 persons who are missing? Where is Lintoy Nganbi? Where is Hemanjit? Those questions they have to give. Those answers they have to give. Otherwise, how can we hold talks with them? And the other issue is, the government, when we hold talks with them, it legitimizes them. It gives them some power also. That is exactly what happened with the suspension of operation. If you look at the history of suspension operations, the two factions are led by people who are of foreign origin. And when it was first signed in 2008, one was a Myanmar citizen. Will India sign a truce? Will sign a suspension of agreement with a militant organization whose leaders are from China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or any other country? That is exactly what happened in Manipur. Government of India is signing agreements, is holding talks with people whose origin are not from Manipur. They are all from Myanmar. And the only dilemma, the problem is, all these people have come here, they have changed their names, their population has increased, and they are funded by terror. They have huge economy. They have more than 60,000 crore budget. Whereas our budget is around 34,000 crores, Manipur government budget, but the poppy plantation budget is around 60,000 crores. They are able to, put up candidates. They are able to put up various agencies. They can control. They can manipulate. They are very powerful. Because they have more money than the government of Manipur. And the other issue is, the government of India should take away the arms. Arms should be controlled only by the military, police, and the government. Arms should be in the exclusive control of the government. When arms are in the human population, there will be chaos, there will be extortion on the highways, they will be able to fight with the government. So those issues the government is not doing. And if you look at some media reports, there are more arms in the hill areas than in the valley areas. It is in large numbers. And they have an unending supply of arms from our neighboring countries also. They have very sophisticated arms also. But the problem is not only supply. They know how to manufacture arms, illegal arms, and they know how to hide it, and they know how to use it. And these are all anti-national activities. And the question which the people of Manipur are asking is, why should the government of Manipur, government of India, talk with those people who are killing people, extorting people, and kidnapping people, abducting people, and holding people for ransom? And the last point which I want to raise is, if people start demanding political issues by killing people of a different community, then there will be chaos in the entire world. The entire demand which they are putting is, they are demanding it, why they don't go to Delhi and demand to the union government rather than attacking the Meiteis and other ethnic communities like the Meitei Pangals, the Anals, the Koms, the Nagas. They are attacking other communities so that they can achieve their goal. This is a very tyrannical issue, and they should stop such activities. And India is a land of peace. India is a land of non-violence. We believe in truth and non-violence as advocated by the Gautam Buddha and the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. We need to convey messages to these terror groups, to these terrorists, that they cannot hold people on ransom by blocking roads. And the government of India, rather than imposing draconian laws, should use there are enough laws. We have the Arms Act, we have the Money Laundering Act, we have the UAPA Act, and everybody will be quite surprised that these people, they kill an SDPO, they kill 16 security personnel. In spite of that, the terror law is not imposed on the Kuki militants. Not even a single Kuki militant is declared as a terror group. We have about 7 or 8 militant groups. Those are all Manipur-based organizations. And that is the dilemma which we are seeing. And as our learned board panelists said, there seems to be something wrong with the way the government is dealing. It seems to be very soft on those persons who are creating problems, and it is very harsh on the victims. We are the victims. The government should start thinking of the victims rather than helping the terror groups. Thank you, Amrita.
Very good point, Oja. I think I do agree with it as well, that there seems to be something wrong with the way that the government is dealing. There seems to be a differential treatment between those who are victims and those who are aggressors. So on that point, Oja Jinine, I'd like to come to you that we know that there are still a lot of arms at large, especially in the Hill District. And we have heard from the Churchanpur district that, and a lot of the Kuki militants saying that they will not surrender their arms, nor they will surrender their demand for the separate administration. And the thing is that if the center wants to truly say that there is peace in Manipur, instead of just saying that as a cosmetic effect, why not take issues, or why not give attention to these two crucial issues, which is the arms at large within the hands of the Kuki terrorists and also the demand for the separate administration? Why not strike there and truly say that the steps have been taken up to restore peace, because that is the particular issue that is causing violence in Manipur, that has caused violence since 2023. Oja Jinine, what do you think the center, why do you think the center is still delaying to take or to strike at these two particular issues till today?
You see, if we check again the attitude and behavior and what's happening in Manipur, from my perspective, in a viewpoint, I would like to say that this is like structural violence. Structural violence means that the violence, for example, controversial merger of Manipur to Indian Union in 1949 and imposition of armed forces of special powers. Structural violence, it indicates that, for example, that merger agreement and armed forces of special powers, that militarization, it has given some very questionable impact, like long-term impact on economic, political, and other like social aspects. So over the last, since 1949, over the last 60, 70 years, then it makes us asking question to New Delhi, what is the intent or what are the intentions of the New Delhi towards Manipur, particularly Valley community. So the question and you put up that security forces or government fails again, to disarm, those terrorists or armed militants in the hill districts, especially in Jusampur and Kampopi and the Senapati other areas, because the intent of the New Delhi is very questionable again, because as I mentioned that New Delhi is continuing imposition of those structural violence. So their intent is very questionable because what they are doing is just that violating human rights. So here, to me, what's happening in Manipur is like the second crisis. First crisis was in 1949, at the time that Manipur was controversially part of India. So if we look very carefully, it appears that this is continuation of the first crisis in 1949.
Okay.
And this is a very, very difficult and really challenging reality for Manipur. But what especially stakeholders need to do is a sincere and we have to make noises against the such depredation and such attitude and the behaviors towards its own citizens in Manipur. But unfortunately, you see the strength of the stakeholders, like the strength of the victims, is very, very unfortunate, because among these stakeholders, like civil societies and other groups and individuals, there are a lot of vested interest. For example, there are very negative elements that nurtured by some certain political groups, and in the name of the patriotism, in the name of protecting Meeting, they are behaving in a different way, and that's why as a victim or as a stakeholder, our community, has not responded nicely and properly, because of the corrupt kind of elements that we enjoy, and a lot of vested interest. Rather, we focus on the group and individual and some certain political interest, and by forgetting the bigger issue, like collective voice. We cannot make collective voice meaningfully. So this is very unfortunate. And as a stakeholder, we need to review and to strengthen and to put away our weaknesses. Otherwise, structural violence, like the question of the merger of Manipur to India, and the militarization, long period of militarization, and it gives a very kind of negative and long-lasting impact on the social, economic, political spheres of the Manipuri people. Yes, that the behavior and attitude is very, very questionable, and their intention is really bad. So yeah, we have to make a very proper and meaningful voices against such kind of deprivation of human rights towards the New Delhi and other political groups.
Yes, indeed, Oja. I think the point about the point that you made about vested interest and political interest, I think that is very crucial in this discussion, because I'll pose this question to Pabung Sonamani, that Pabung, just a few days ago, just only yesterday, I think, a team of 6 Supreme Court judges has arrived in Imphal and also visited Chorachandpur relief camps. The senior-most judge, Justice V.R. Gavai, also stated that, saying both sides of the warring community want peace. So I think that statement is true, because I think both sides, both the victims of this issue, of this crisis, truly want peace and normalcy. The question is, why is peace not materialized even now? The question remains that, are there people with vested interest? Are there people with some other agenda who don't want this war to end, who doesn't want this conflict to end? What do they gain from this, first of all? And who are these people? The question remains, who are these people? So, Pabung, I also request you to please keep it under 5 minutes, since we are almost about to end. So, Pabung, please make your points in under 5 minutes about that particular question.
Right, thank you. Exactly. The Supreme Court justice is above the government. They have no relations, Naga, Cookies, Chin, Cookie, Joe, or Punjabi, Bengali, no. They're concerned only to deliver the justice. That is why Supreme Court is a whole worldwide Indian judiciary is being respected, and they really admire. Even such a senior, Mr. Kutesh sir, he belongs to what community, what sex, I'm not concerned. We are not supposed to concern,
right,
because they are above the government. Even his entry is denied. Is it not the shame on the part of the government of India that they have just remained silent? No action has been initiated. Otherwise, all the justice should have been, we don't know, you don't visit, come back, which they failed miserably. This is absolutely, this is a matter of deliberations. And we, in the fundamentally, we have not been given the rights to discuss the merit and demerits about the court judges or Supreme Court judges. They're very high people. But circumstances have compelled us to discuss and to ask the government of India, and the pointing finger on the government of India, such a high-profile justice who is above the government, who has no concern about the religion or the sex or the community, they know only to give, only deliver the justice. That too they have denied it. Government of India, happily or unhappily, whatever might be the reason, the violence is concerned. They're number one. Can I ask the government of India, before I end of my speech, who has created this problem today in the Manipur, so-called the scheduled tribe demand from the Chorachandpur? This is absolutely, this is bogus. There was no such movement all over the Manipur that scheduled tribe demand have been made, the status demand by the, no play card, no plan there. They planned already arms, ammunition, along with the AK-47 rifle, then the 2-3 bulldozer have already gone to the Tarung or Tarung or Tarung Samlaika just to bulldoze all the Manipuri houses. They already pre-planned. But simply they took cover that scheduled tribe. This subject was raised by the Manipuri. That's why they are demanding. Then why all in the Manipur, the state, all the Manipur tribal people, nobody did say anything. Nobody did know anything. These are all bogus. Government of India remained silent. And Manipur government also, delay-dulling tactics they played. Second thing, Home Minister, Honorable Home Minister has agreed in one of his statements saying that this today's problem happening in the Manipur is due to some illegal immigrants. Honorable Home Minister, please recollect and recall your own statement. You are the Home Minister. of 142 crores people, Government of India Home Minister. You cannot retract or you cannot deny it. Well, I have heard it personally. You know that illegal immigrants have come more than 5 to 6 lakhs. Then what is your action now? What action you have asked the Manipur government to initiate it? Illegal immigrants, they are all the foreigners, they might be the terrorists, or their intention is quite clear. They wanted to capture the entire Manipur. Okay, that is your concern, but we as a victim, we are the victim. Suspension of operation more than 2,000. These all activists, where they have gone? Where the arms and ammunition more than 2,000 during the conflict of this, the last 2 years, almost 2 years, where they have gone? What action you are initiating it? Rather, you are providing them money, then monthly, maybe 10,000 or 6,000 or 8,000 crore rupees you are funding. Is it because just to rise and just to raise the issue and to eliminate the Manipuri people? Three things I ask. Governor, His Excellency Governor has appealed. Arms and ammunition should be surrendered. He politely asks. In the valley area, I am not saying that Manipurese people know in the valley, arms and ammunition more than thousands have been surrendered within 1 or 2 days from his appeal. I thank His Excellency Governor. Then again, he appealed to the other section of the people, because in Manipur never divide that Chin, Kuki, Jo, you're Manipuri or Brahmin or Muslim or Bihari or if you know. Every section of people, all are Manipur citizens, they have got all the fundamental rights. Nobody had surrendered. And all the improvised guns and all the unlicensed guns and all the smuggled arms, ammunitions, the latest equipment all from Bangladesh or from Myanmar or from Thailand or from China, all are dumped in this particular area. What action Government of India you have taken? When you have appealed it, they have not listened. Rather, they said, Thenga. They said, they know we don't bother Government of India. We are Chin Kuki terrorists. We have a country now within the Manipur. You have remained silent. This kind of certain things has compelled us to convince ourselves that you are a bias, Government of India. You have remained silent. You have maintained the Nelson size. Then you have applied the theory. Now 2 years almost. How many people you really want to kill? You have targeted us. Is it because our silence? Is it because that we are law-abiding people? Have you forgotten that we are also a human being? We can also pick up a gun and we can also fight it till our last breath. But this is not the way, Bharat Sarkar. The way you apply, the way you think. You have a divisive policy apparently. Do you think sometimes some few thousands of crores budget given and we have given for this, we have given for this purpose? No, we don't want. We want that equal treatment. Why you are behaving in a different way? Why you are applying your two theory in one state? Mm-hmm. You have admitted that illegal immigrants, many people have come. This is one of the root causes. You said, Home Minister Ji. Now, what is the reply now? How many years that you will confine us within the small territory, within the 10, 11 kilometers? What authority you have to, confine us within, as an Indian national, I have every fundamental rights. The way the Indian Constitution has given my freedom of rights, my freedom of movement, everything is equal, as good as you. You have put us in the prison almost all the 2 years now. On top of that, 60,000 people are homeless, and so many people got killed. Our future is completely doomed. So, do you feel that we are anti-Indian? Or if you feel that we are anti-Indian, then we want to go back to the pre-merger.
Okay.
Pre-merger agreement. Okay, we are not happy.
I will have to cut you short. But if you can, then you please make a few statements just within 30 seconds, and then we will wrap up.
No, I said that if you really sincere, apply only one law. That cannot be too low. But so far, in the last 2 years, it seems that you have totally ignored and you have totally destroyed or you you attempted to destroy, or you made other people to destroy our identity in our erstwhile country's nation, today's so-called state within Indian Union. We are not happy, especially for me. I say very strongly, I condemn from my maximum tone. I say that no, you have applied divisive policy. Drop it, Indian government. Treat us equally. You allow us to consider that we are Indian. You are forcing us to behave in a non-Indian behavior, which we do not want. But maybe we do not know in future what will be our fate if our fate is in a dark. We have to apply some other method.
Okay.
This is how my appeal or my caution to the government of India. Thank you.
Okay, Pabung, indeed, that needs to be really felt, the hands of the law. It needs to be felt equally at both sides, everywhere, because the law is just and the law does not take sides. But on this topic that we've discussed today, regarding is there peace only in paper only, I think our speakers have truly refuted the statement made by the Home Minister Amit Shah, because the definition of peace has to be certain, it has to be specified, and I think it is specified, and with that, the core of what is peace comes down to justice, to de-escalation of hostilities, to de-escalation of violence, and especially for the center, and the question remains, for the center, why is it still not striking where it should strike, especially regarding the issue of the illegal immigrants, regarding the issue of the separate administration, which I think sparked all of this. So I think there is still no peace in Manipur, because for peace to truly be in the state of Manipur, these are the things that the center really needs to give some attention and take tangible steps. Now, on that note, I will end today's program. I would like to thank our speakers, Oja and Satyajeet, Oja Jinine Laishramcha, and also Pabung Sonamani for joining us and giving us your thoughts.
Thank you,
Thank you all
Amrita.
once again. And I would like to thank our viewers for tuning in tonight. We will be back again next Monday with more exciting topics. Until then, this is Amrita signing off. Have a good night.